Lindy, with this group of players and what they accomplished to get to the playoffs for the first time for this organization in 15 years, what makes this first playoff series win for you as a coach and for you as part of this team so meaningful?
Well, I think there's part A is getting to the playoffs. Part B is trying to have success once you get there. And, we talked about how hard this series was going to be, what a challenge it was going to be to try to, take out a good team. Boston's a good team. And then to do it on the road with a team that had played so well at home, one of the better home records in the league. I thought our guys dug in, gave us a heck of a game tonight.
Lindy, you talked this morning about what it would take to win this game, whether it was using your speed and that type of thing. It seemed like you executed it almost perfectly the way you laid it out earlier.
Yeah, we knew we could be better, in the small areas, get inside. I thought the first goal was a great job of getting inside, activating our D, Dahl's getting involved. I thought Tomer made a great play coming off the wall, but moving our feet. I thought the game at home, I just felt there was a lot of, they got in the way. There's, maybe I didn't like some of the holding and the hooking, but I just told our guys tonight, keep your feet moving. We got to keep our feet moving. We got to get inside and keep our feet moving. And I think it was the biggest difference in the game. Like shift after shift, that the compete on the puck was excellent. The moving inside the offensive zone was led to 3 of the goals.
After Benson made it 3-1, it seemed like the forechecking, the puck management just took up to another level. Is that just 18 guys smelling the finish line with 10 minutes to go?
Well, you look at the Benson goal as a heck of an example of what an effort by Doan on a 50-50 and keeping your feet moving and finding Benny, and great shot by Benson finding the top corner. That was a big goal that time of the game. I thought we started the third period just a little bit nervous, like we didn't handle the puck well. And I thought if we get a couple opportunities to get the third goal, we would loosen up. And I thought as the period went on, we found our game.
What did you sense from the team this morning? You didn't skate. You kind of had the guys at the hotel. Tage said they all felt like they were going to win this game. Like, what was just the vibe you were picking up from the team this morning?
Yeah, part of it was I wanted them to come here only once today just to be ready to play, and basically try to keep them away from you guys. There's a lot of pressure inside a series, from game to game to losing the home game. Really felt we didn't need to come here and have a morning skate or even make it optional and come here. I actually think we surprised a few guys. They didn't even look at our itinerary, and they thought we were coming to the rink. So it's a group that hasn't been here. I wanted to try to keep it relaxed. I told them we're going to win the game. I said we are going to win the series. We're going to win the game. We've got to do some things better, but we are going to win the game.
Lindy, we're not such bad guys, just for the record.
No, you guys aren't. No, you cause stress and pressure for them.
So talk about stress and pressure on the road. You guys transitioned from a terrible road team to an excellent road team this year, but the playoffs are another animal. What does it mean to you these guys continued their play on the road and go 3-0 in the playoffs on the road in this first series?
Well, it meant everything in this series for sure. You look at them coming into our building and winning 2 games, us coming into their building and winning 3 games. Really like to, grab a hold of how energized our building is and use that to an advantage and win hockey games. Would have really liked this game to have been in Buffalo. It wasn't, but it would have been special to have this game there.
Lindy, Alex Lyon, it can be overshadowed just of the euphoria of the win, but just 2 huge saves early. He was your backbone, as the series progressed. What can you say about his performance over these last, four games?
Played excellent. You mentioned the 2 saves. I thought the first period he made 3 or 4 saves that were game changers. You look at the breakaway. I thought breakaway was borderline, too many men on the ice on their part. But we got caught, and he covered up for us. Part of what we talked about this morning is there's going to be mistakes in the game. Somebody's going to have to cover up for somebody, and I thought Al, he covered up some of our mistakes. He covered up some big mistakes in the game. Our goaltenders have done that all year for us. UPL, Ellie, Alex have done a great job. You look at UPL getting us a win in this series. It's been a year that we've used them all, and they've been there, and they've been big for us.
Lindy, a couple of mistakes led to a goal, but you had to be happy. I mean, the building's going crazy, but you had to like the response of your team after that. They didn't seem deterred at all, even though the place is going nuts and Boston had scored.
Yeah, I think that's part that you have to deal with. When the home team scores, you got a building that's going to go crazy. You got to keep the game simple. You got to move it north. You got to get the puck in behind them. Those next couple shifts are really important, especially when you're in the visiting team's building, for sure. And I thought our guys handled that well.
Well, what'd you think of the McAvoy play at the end of the game, and also just kind of the way it seemed like you guys got under his skin all series? I think he was -6.
Yeah, I don't know if we got under his skin or not, but you don't want to see the last play of the game. You don't want to see a guy take a chop like that at somebody else. And I haven't looked at the play. I think he feels that Benson tripped him on the play or took his feet out from underneath him. Our thoughts on the end of the game was, let's just get through the end of the game. We're not going to try to score. We're just get through the game. Again, I'm just going to say raw emotion. Charlie's a hell of a player. Cares about winning. Anybody would want Charlie on his team. Probably went a little too far, though.
Lindy, you've been here before. You've had playoff wins, but what does it mean for the guys that haven't been able to experience this before?
Well, I think that the only way you get experience is by winning. And, I've had disappointing games in Boston going way back when, and Boston Bruins series, but to win the series and come in here and win it in this building, it's not an easy town to come in and play and win hockey games, and got to give our guys a lot of credit. You look at losing that home game, and you give them momentum. If by chance they would have won this game, the pressure would have been back on us going back home.
Thank you, folks.
Thanks. See you guys in 4 or 5 days.